How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of this season of Hardwood Heroes. I'm your host, Nick Niehaus. We were loaded with conference matchups this week, with some that even had major conference championship implications. And of course, those games did not disappoint. I'll get to them in just a minute. I'm ready to get it started. Let's kick off the show. As always, we have reporters going in depth about all of our teams, and our debate segment, Jump Ball, is back. Online host Tommy Garvick has a great story about the coaches in the area, and of course, him and Taylor Nimmo will have their Heroes of the Week. Now on to the standings. Starting off with the girls of the Ohio, the Vinton County Lady Vikings have officially clinched their regular season conference title by handling Nelsonville-York Thursday night. NY stayed in second place, however, as they have an 8-2 conference record, and right behind them is Alexander Lady Spartans at 6-3. Moving on to the boys of the Ohio, Vinton County survived a scare on the road Friday night and a huge game as Alexander took them to overtime. But the Vikings prevailed and improved to an 8-2 conference record. With that loss for Alexander, we have a three-way tie up at number 2 in the standings, with those Spartans, Wellston, and Athens all about 6-3 in the conference. Now, how about those Athens Bulldogs? They're on a 5-game win streak, all being on the road. To the Hawking girls, Waterford, like Vinton County, have also clinched their regular season title. At 15-0, they have just one more conference game on their slate against Eastern in hopes to finish perfect in the Hawking. The Federal Hawking Lady Lancers jumped Eastern to get into second place, and they see themselves with a 12-3 conference record. Eastern, as I just mentioned, is now in third place at 10-3 in the Hawking. Now, the Hawking for the boys is all shook up after Friday night as the Southern Tornadoes took down Waterford on a buzzer-beating shot, kicking Waterford out of first place and giving the Trimble Tomcats the lone seat at number 1 because they have one less loss than the Tornadoes. Waterford, with that loss, now falls to third place at 8-3 in conference. To get the ball rolling, we'll head to MacArthur, where Vinton County reporter Jerry Curvin has the inside scoop on what's going on with the Vikings.
Nick, my mission this week, if I chose to accept it, was to get the 4-1-1 on Vinton County. My mission wasn't easy. In fact, it was impossible. The boys started the week off strong, taking out New Hope 78-62. It was the type of win they needed to prepare for what lied ahead on Friday, a super fight with the Alexander Spartans in Albany. Now, Nick, they call it the Alley for a reason. There's no escape. And this fortress is no friend of Vinton County. The Vikings have not won in Albany since 2014, but Friday night would be a different story. Vinton County escaped with a 56-53 overtime win behind Nayland Yates' 18 points and 6 rebounds, and Jake Speakman's 15 points.
So it sounds like it was a real thriller, Jerry. What did Vinton County do to beat such a tough team on the road?
They had to endure. I talked to Coach Matt Combs and Jake Speakman, and they both told me that how when facing tough teams like Alexander on the road, you have to be mentally prepared to fight. And that's exactly what they did. They fought hard fouls and momentum-killing turnovers, but they endured and got the dub on Friday.
So what's next for the Vikings?
Well, my secret source, it's Coach Combs, by the way, told me that the Vikings have to get prepared for another tough TVC battle against Chillicothe on Tuesday. But I bet the guys are just excited to be one step closer to a TVC title. And speaking of championships, the boys in MacArthur aren't the only ones who are ruling the TVC Ohio. The Vinton County girls capped their week off with some hardwood of their own. After defeating Meigs 52-46 on Monday, Vinton County welcomed Jesse Addis and the Nelsonville-York Lady Buckeyes to MacArthur for a game that would end up deciding the TVC Ohio. After leading by as much as 14 at the half, the ball got a little slippery in the third for the Vikings, and it would take all of Cassie Bentley's 26 points and 22 boards to hold on to a 64-55 win and the TVC Ohio.
So Vinton County was really tested in this one, Jerry. What did you learn about the Vikings?
Well, Nick, I found out that Vinton County is much more than just the trinity of Bentleys. I might get in trouble for saying this, but I have reasons to believe that Vinton County has weapons of bucket production. Josie Owsley Aaron and Emily Jones are some bona fide bowers who know how to get buckets and pick pockets. And when you believe the girls actually have a 00 agent on the team, I'm talking about Darian Rattleball. She's dangerous from downtown, and believe me, Nick, she's got a license to throw.
Yeah, it sounds like all is well, MacArthur, but what's next for the Lady Vikings?
Coach Bentley tells me that the Lady Vikings have a good week coming up against Marietta and River Valley. He believes that this will be a nice week to rest up, finish strong, and get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, it sounds like in spite of having to operate undercover, you still got the intel. Well done, Agent Curvin. Now, on the flip side of the TVC Ohio, NY reporter Jacob Murray is here to break down how the Lady Buckeyes could bounce back from a tough loss this week.
Nick, the Lady Buckeyes needed to win this game to have a chance at reclaiming the TVC Ohio, but they fell just short. The Lady Buckeyes will most likely finish second in the TVC Ohio once again, as they were also in this same position a year ago. This big game against Vinton County was a close one throughout, but Nelsonville-York couldn't find a way to take advantage of Vinton County's turnovers in the second half. NY couldn't get out and defend the three-point shot all night, and Vinton County made them pay for it. On the offensive end, before, the inconsistent shooting didn't help either, even though they were able to pull in multiple offensive rebounds. One big issue for this team is the fact that they rely too heavily on Jessie Addis, Mary-Kate McCulloch, and Haley Hurd to score most of their points. Beside those three players, the rest of the Lady Buckeyes shot 1 for 20 from the field, and that one was in the final moments when they knew the outcome of the game. They will need to get other players involved off the bench to have a fighter's chance against some of the tougher teams they could go up against in the postseason.
Well, the girls, they still seem like they're pretty lucky to still be in good shape even after that tough loss. But the boys, am I right to say that they're just trying to find some luck?
Nick, they definitely will need find some luck. For this team, it was already looking like a tough season, but it got even worse because Ethan Boyer sprained his ankle earlier this week in their loss to Miller. The Buckeyes have now lost 7 straight games and now fall to 1-9 in the TVC Ohio, good for last place in the conference. Looking to move on from the injury, the Buckeyes will now look to adjust without one of their key scorers for the rest of the season. Players like Keegan Wilburn and Jonathan Richards will need to carry some of the offense for this team. The lack of ball movement we have seen from this team all year seemed to change in their game against Athens, but they will need to continue the ball movement for the entire game for them to stay competitive. It has been a tough season for the Buckeyes, and they will now try to end it on a high note. The big question still is, though, who will step up to get them there?
Yeah, well, it really sounds like these Buckeyes, they need to find some rhythm on the court to, finish the season strong. Thanks, Jacob. So we break down each team on air each week, but if you want some more in-depth analysis, check out our website. woub.org/heroes is that place. We have writtens of every game we go to, along with video recaps. We know you can't go to every single game, so we have you covered. Again, that is woub.org/heroes for all of our midweek content. The Meigs Lady Marauders had a rough week going up against top place teams. Meigs reporters Taylor Picelli and Ethan Sands join me to talk about what went wrong against Vinton County and Alexander.
Nick, the girls started off great against Vinton County on Monday night. It wasn't until the fourth quarter when things went downhill. At first, the girls were making shots all around the court and grabbing those rebounds. They had the lead all the way until they needed it most to finish off the game.
The fourth quarter is where things went south for the Lady Marauders. The shots weren't going down, and they were unable to get defensive rebounds after free throws. The ladies still struggled to get rebounds against Alexander Thursday night as well.
That's right, Ethan. The Lady Marauders did not play their best game Thursday night. Leading scorer Cassidy Betzing only had 9 total points, and she didn't even score in the first half. Turnovers took over the game, and it ultimately cost them it too.
But they still ended on a high note, Taylor. The girls played against Wellston on Friday and took away the win, 53-32. This is just the positive push they needed to move into Monday's game against Nelsonville-York.
The Meigs boys continued their pace, taking away home victories against Point and Nelsonville-York. They played a tough game against Wellston on Friday, coming away with the 48-25 win that pushes their win streak to 3 games.
The Marauders began their winning streak against Point on Tuesday.
They then followed this with an even stronger effort against NY as Meigs took down the Buckeyes 65-53. Zach Bartram scored 24 points and had 6 rebounds, while Weston Bear added 20 points to the win.
On Wellston's home court, Bear dropped 20 points and totaled 4 rebounds for the Marauders. Nick Lilly had 7 points and played a big role on the boards, recording 13 rebounds and 3 steals. Coach Ed Fry was quick to praise Lilly for his contribution.
He's just continually moved up, persevered, and he's really given us a lot. And tonight, you're right, we were so focused on those big people on the ball side, and he come up with those backside rebounds. It was huge.
The Marauders have won 7 of their last 9 games and took a jump in the last 2 weeks.
Next week, the boys take on Alexander and Eastern, looking to prove that they can make a run when it counts.
Yeah, it looks like both teams from Meigs, they have a good momentum going into next week, and we'll have to see what kind of surge they can make going into the playoffs. Thanks, you two. There were huge games for Waterford this week. Waterford's lead reporter, Nick Mullins, joins me. What went down in Waterford, Nick?
Well, I love talking hoops with you, Nick. The boys are on a roller coaster, and those Lady Wildcats come up big once again. Now, on Monday night, the girls took an easy breezy 66-24 win over the Miller Falcons, and after being ranked number 1 in Ohio D4, Waterford went 15 minutes down the road to face the Warren Warriors. Warren ranked 13th in Ohio D2, so if you told me Warren came away with the dub, I wouldn't put it past you, but the Wildcats took it 45-34. Coach Close said he wishes all games were this type of atmosphere, and Allie Kernan added that what this game means moving forward.
And against such a good team and giving us good competition, it's nice to know because it'll help us throughout the tournament.
I'm telling you, these Lady Wildcats love the big games. Being in 3 straight Final Fours does that to you. It was a 13-12 game with 5 minutes left before half, but then Rachel Adams got it going from beyond the arc, nailing 2 threes. Allie Kern and Megan Ball would follow suit, each knocking down a triple, giving Waterford the 27-15 lead going into halftime. And they never looked back. Ball finished with 10 points, and Kern added 12 points and 14 boards. Warren looked gassed all night long, and it was just a surprisingly chippy game. Warren's top 2 scorers, Molly McCutcheon and Emily Jackson, play AAU with several Wildcats. The Waterford next night, Waterford took on Belpre on senior night before tip-off. The 7 seniors were honored as the most successful class in school history. Waterford rolled to a 58-21 win. Close rotated team, the teams to seniors like Morgan Lang and Brianna Hart would get more action.
Now let's talk about some boys. They've been riding the roller coaster all season long.
Yes, they have. On Tuesday night, down to the wire, it came once again against Federal Hawking, but the Wildcats escaped 45-36. Bryce Hilverding finished with just 6 points, and they had an abysmal 17 turnovers. Now, Coach Sims said they need to clean things up, but that didn't happen on Friday night. That night, Southern took the dub 52-50. They missed opportunities and turnovers plagued them all night, and Bryce Hilverding going 2 for 14 from the field didn't help very much either. With just 11 seconds left, the Wildcats tied things up at 50 apiece, but a last-second buzzer beater went off, and they sealed the win for the Tornadoes. Now the Wildcats now sit a half game back for the first place, and wins won't come easy anytime soon.
Yeah, the Lady Wildcats, they seem poised for another postseason run, and the boys, they need to find a way to get off that roller coaster. Hey, we always appreciate the great work, Nick. Now, one of my favorite platforms is Snapchat. Add us on the Snap at Hardwood Heroes. Not only do we send reporters with our Snapchat out to games each night, but we love getting snaps from you. Send us your snaps at games or at practice or really anywhere, and you might just get on our Snap of the Week. Once again, add us with the username Hardwood Heroes. On Thursday night, the Federal Hawking Lady Lancers traveled to Reedsville to take on the Eastern Lady Eagles, and this game made waves in the top spots of the Hawking. Now joining me on desk are Federal Hawking lead reporter Will Collins and Eastern lead reporter Nate Moore, and they're going to be doing one of my favorite segments, Jump Ball. They're going to give each team's case on who is the real second place team.
Nick, there's a lot of things you can teach in the game of basketball. Ball skills, game plan. You know what you can't teach though? Height. And Liz Collins is one of the best bigs in the Hawking, hands down, period, no discussion. She is a dominant force on rebounding, and she's great in the low post on offense. She is a consistent leader for this team.
Now, Nate, you talk about one consistent leader for this team. I want to talk about a couple of consistent leaders for Fed Hawk. Their starting 5, Hannah Dunphy, Paige Tolson, Emma Beha, Kylie Tabler, and Brittany Jackson. They all got the job done at different times in this game. Hannah Dunphy had a great game on defense, Paige Tolson with 16 points, and Emma Beha with 5 blocks, not to mention Kylie Tabler at 18 points.
Well, I agree. Having a deep lineup is essential to a team's success. But there's another part, defense. And last time I checked, defense wins championships. And we know from the years, no matter who it is coaching, Eastern's defense is here to stay. They generate steals, and they're always here to play hardcore defense.
You mentioned defense, so the Fed Hawk defense shut down Liz Collins and Madison Williams. Liz only had 6 points, and Madison Williams only had 5 points on the night. Liz Williams also had 3 rebounds. Eastern shot 28% from the field, not to mention Fed Hawk shot 53% on 26 less shots.
Fed Hawk's defense did limit Eastern a little bit, but throughout the course of a long season, sometimes the ball just doesn't go in on certain nights. They shot 28% from the field, 21% from three, 24% from free throw. They just couldn't get the ball in, but they dominated every other category besides that. They just had an off night, and throughout the course of the season, that just happened.
You call that a bad night? I just call it good defense. Now, Fed Hawk's been consistent all year long on both ends of the court, but I think the only fact that really mattered in that game was the final score, Fed Hawk winning 59-43.
All right, well, so I'm just going to cut you guys off because I know that you like to think that your team is better than the others on which you cover, but this could go on for hours, and I don't want to stop before you two get into it. Now, we need to get on with our show, but the question is, before we go, is who's going to make a deeper postseason run? I guess we'll have to find out. To the X's and O's. I'm happy to be joined on desk with online host Thomas Garverick, who's bringing back the Coach's Corner.
Nick, it feels good to be back on desk with you, my man. It's always fun to hear stories from coaches and what got them to the sidelines, and I got some of the best sounds from the coaches in the TVC.
Coaching kind of is a way for me to give back to sports. Sports provided me with a lot. I tell the guys every day that 2.5 hours I'm in the gym, that's the best 2.5 hours of my day. I love being around the game.
Eastern basketball, to me, means tradition and holding yourself to a high standard.
My favorite part about Federal Hawking is that this is legitimately a family atmosphere. And when I got interested in the job, it was because I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of a tight-knit community.
It's probably just seeing these girls grow up. That's what I enjoy, and we hope that when they graduate, we know they're going to be better people, better citizens, and I think that's what my program is designed to do.
I loved hearing what it means so much to be a coach. There's one coach who sticks out to me, Nick. Alexander Lady Spartans head coach Jeff Gernstead took over under difficult circumstances, and I asked him what it's like coming into a team already having its identity.
It means a lot to me. I mean, I'm local here. I played here. Literally, our property borders this place. I mean, I'm a huge Alexander fan. I always have been. It's really not been as hard, I don't think, as what a lot of people thought it would be. I mean, one thing I try to tell the girls is this is not last year's team. People expected not near as much out of us as what was expected out of teams before. We don't feel that way. When I came in and took it over, when I first was offered the job, I kind of thought, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I want to put my own stamp on it, blah, blah, blah. And the closer I got to doing it, the more people I talked to, I was like, we had a lot of good stuff that worked last year. So I brought in some things that were my ideas, and we utilized a lot of the things from the past and kind of tried to mix it in. Makes it easier for the kids. They don't have to try to just learn a complete new system. And if we can get everybody going and keep playing defense like we are, I think we can make some noise in the tournament.
And I think Gernstead has fit in just fine with his group of girls, Nick.
Yeah, the Alexander Lady Spartans, they won't win the TVC Ohio this year, but look out for them to make some noise coming postseason. Thanks a lot, Thomas. And hey, he's going to be back with Taylor Nimmo at the end of the show for our week's Heroes of the Week. Now we head out to Albany where some pretty exciting news happened this past week. I'm joined on desk by Alexander reporter Abby Kay. Let's find out what the Spartans are up to.
Nick, it was a fun week out in Spartan country where junior Rachel Richardson scored her 1,000th point. Richardson, who follows in the footsteps of her brother Seth and sister Leah, was joined by many family members and past teammates who witnessed this awesome milestone. She entered Monday's matchup against Wellston, only needing 9 points to get to 1,000, and midway through the second quarter, Richardson swished a deep two-pointer inside the arc. Richardson continued her streak Thursday night in a 49-36 victory over the Lady Marauders. She may have led the team in scoring with 17 points, but Nick, the whole team contributed to earn this W. Kenna Rice was second from the field with 11 points and 8 rebounds, and someone who really stood out to me and gave 110% with the entire game was senior Mallory Rankin. She finished the game with 9 points and has proven herself as a valuable player for the Lady Spartans.
Now, what a great accomplishment for Rachel Richardson, and congrats to her. Now, tell me about the Alexander boys squad. Are they still in the running for the TVC title?
The boys faced off Minford on Tuesday and came out with a nail-biting 54-53 victory. But unfortunately for Alexander, we witnessed a 56-53 overtime loss against Vinton County, dropping them in the standings for the TVC Ohio title. The Alley was so jam-packed for this matchup of rivals that us Hardwood reporters had to sit on the Alexander bench. I'm going to jump straight into the third quarter. It began on a bad note with 2 back-to-back turnovers, but 2 consecutive threes by J.K. Kearns, one right at the buzzer to close out the quarter, tied the score at 42, and revived the Spartans. It stayed tight all of the fourth, and Luke Kish had a chance to take the victory, but missed a layup, sending the game into overtime. In OT, the Spartans couldn't find an open shot and were forced to foul Vinton County, who iced their free throws, giving them the win. Viking fans stormed the court as the defeated Spartans slumped into the locker room. We'll see them back on the road on Tuesday when they take on the Meigs Marauders.
Wow, now it sounds like that was a roller coaster of events for the Spartans this week, and thanks for the coverage, Abby. So we appreciate you following the show, but follow us somewhere else, Twitter. Go to our account at Hardwood Heroes. It has everything you need to follow TVC basketball. With how the season has gone so far, you can't afford to miss any information. Once again, follow us at Hardwood Heroes. The Athens Bulldogs have not just won only 5 straight games, they've won 5 straight on the road. Lead reporter Nick Ursini joins me on set to showcase the Athens offense and how they heated up during their winning streak.
They say you're not supposed to play your best basketball until 3/4 of the way through the season. The Bulldog offense is looking as good as ever, so let's take a look at what makes Athens so talented. So in their game against Jackson, here we have Eli Chubb inbounding ball to Williams. He gets the ball back. I want you to keep your eyes on Justin Hines here in the post and Chubb, who's got the ball here on the wing. He's going to get the ball to Hines. He draws 3 defenders, kicks it back out to Chubb for a deep 3. Nothing but net.
Now Athens, they've got some deadly shooters, Micah Saltzman, Eli Chubb, and Logan Maxfield, but that's not all Athens can do. They have 9 players at or above 6 feet, and then 5 foot, and then only 1 player shorter than 5'10". With height like that, they got to be dominant in the paint.
Their post game is phenomenal. Their big men have great post moves and excellent footwork. In this play we're about to see, Athens is very unselfish with the basketball. So Elijah Williams, he's got the ball on the top of the key. He's going to get it to Maxfield. Who's he trying to get it to? Right back to Hines, trying to post up, but he's not going to be able to get it, so he dishes it back to Williams. He's going to take the ball into the corner, still trying to get it to Hines, trying to fight off the defender, but he can't, so he goes to Eli Chubb. He tries, but the defender knocks it away. A great save by Williams, but an even better pass right here between 2 defenders, backs him down. Easy layup for Justin Hines.
Yeah, they are a physical group who is not afraid to go strong to the hoop. Now they space out the floor, and their shooters and big men, they attack the open space. It really opens up a bunch of open shots for them.
They constantly move the ball around. They keep their eyes up. It's the trust within the players. They're a close-knit group. They have a lot of fun. They enjoy the competition, and it allows them to play very, very relaxed. So here in this play, Micah Saltzman bringing the ball up. This is towards the end of the game, maybe 2 minutes left. He's going to find Maxfield on the wing, dishes it to who else? Justin Hines. He's going to drop 4 defenders here. So he's got 2 options, Eli Chubb or Logan Maxfield, 2 guys who can definitely knock down a 3. He's going to get the ball to Maxfield. He fakes, he drives, avoids the charge, off the glass. Great shot, great finish by Maxfield.
Yeah, you're right. That was a great finish by Maxfield. Just a glimpse of the talent and athleticism Athens has.
Exactly. The talent is there. The early season struggles, they happen, but it's how they've responded. 5-game win streak, offense and defense playing well. Keep your eyes open for those dogs.
Yeah, I mean a 5-game win streak with 5 games left to go. 4 of them at home, so they won't have to keep going on the road like they've been doing, but they got to continue their hot streak. Thanks for breaking down their offense, Nick. Now the Trimble Tomcats, they're on the other side. They're on the TVC Hawking. They were able to take it easy in their game against Wahama on Tuesday, and Trimble reporter Samantha Wiesneth is on desk to break down their approach to this matchup.
Nick, this game allowed for some new faces on the court and an opportunity for other players to stand out. This week, Trimble's star shooter Randy Hickson got a well-deserved rest. And with Hickson on the bench, Cam Kittle stepped up and proved to be a leader on the court with 17 points on the night and a total of 8 rebounds. He played a big part in Trimble's win against the White Falcons with a final score of 54-37. Most of the Tomcats' points came from the first half. In the second, the team appeared to be slowing down with only 15 points, but the Tomcats were just eating up time. Some JV players came off of the bench late in the second quarter and made appearances throughout the night as well. Coach Howie Caldwell said that the game against Wahama gave the younger kids a chance to get a feel for varsity play, and it helped to prepare for the transition into next season. Coach Caldwell also believes that it was beneficial for Randy Hickson to take the night off. He said that Randy was able to become a student of the game and he could watch his team play from a different perspective.
Yeah, it's nice to see that the Tomcats are already looking ahead to next season, but I'm interested to know more about a team that's new to our coverage this year.
Well, Nick, since the Trimble girls team isn't able to finish their season, we've been following the Belpre Lady Golden Eagles. They're currently ranked 4th in the TVC Hawking with a record of 10-7. We traveled out to their game at Waterford on Thursday night and watched them compete with one of the toughest teams in the TVC. The Lady Golden Eagles put up a fight but fell to Waterford with a final score of 58-21. Sophomore Kinda Waterker's height was a big help to Belpre. She stood out with 7 points and 7 rebounds. Junior Sydney Spencer put 8 points on the board for Belpre and was their leading scorer of the night. Turnovers played a huge part in Thursday night's game. The Lady Golden Eagles gave up the ball a total of 17 times, which allowed Waterford to pick up a lot of easy points. After the game, we talked to Belpre girls head coach Chris Murray, and he has a positive outlook on both the rest of the season and the team's future.
The goal is to kind of challenge yourself mentally and try to get your focus up and get better every single day. And if we can do that, that's a really good time for us. And for us, that's the goal, especially when we're young, because, for the next 3 to 4 years, this is all coming back. So.
Even though the Lady Golden Eagles, they suffered a difficult loss last week, they're a team that we'll have to keep an eye on. Thanks for the great work, Sam. And we look forward to hearing more about the Belpre Golden Eagles. Now we're nearing the end of our show. You know what that means. It's about time for our online hosts to reveal our heroes of the week for this week. Taylor and Tommy join me now to reveal their picks.
Nick, I will tell you, it was not easy making our picks this week. As competition's heating up, so are our heroes.
With plenty of big games this week came even bigger performances, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go to it.
Well, starting out with the girls, I'm calling out a hero who showed out this week and walked away with the TVC Ohio Conference title. Cassie Bentley, senior out of Vinton County, outstanding performance against NY this week, dropping 26 points, 22 boards, and she's got height, but she handles the ball just as well as any point guard out there. I mean, it's like she's got that ball on a string. This girl's got a shot, but something to appreciate about Cassie is that she's such a team player. Scans the court, she's always looking to pass it off to one of the many talented Vinton County Lady Vikings. One of those being not just a teammate, but also her sister, freshman Morgan Bentley, also put up 20 points, 13 rebounds. Those two have got to be eating their Wheaties over at the Bentley house. Very impressive performance out of the Bentley sisters and the rest of the Lady Vikings, Tommy.
A 2020 performance, that's unheard of. Bentley was awesome, but Taylor, we also had a loaded Friday slate that delivered our boys here of the week. I was at Waterford and Southern Friday night. Yes, we don't cover Southern, but trust me, he earned it. Trey McNichol, and if I had a nickel for every time I said his name. Anyways, check out his vision. He gets the ball into the paint and kicks it out for the open three. And again here, I mean, come on. Who doesn't love a little pick and roll action? He threads the needle for this perfectly executed slip pass. That goes for 2. Then his teammates find him off the steal that leads to the easy run out, leading him in stride as if it was Kevin Love throwing it to LeBron James out there. Then he does a little now you see me, now you don't action, stopping on a dime and saying, gotcha, Bryce. But here's the play that got him the honor. 11.4 seconds to go. He drives to the baseline, and the ball bounces around a couple times, and it's good. That shot helped get the Tornadoes atop the Hockey. Taylor, what a game and what a moment.
Yeah, the emotion after that shot went down said it all, Tommy. You love to see it.
Yeah, a championship clinching performance and a game winner. Those two, I mean, they have to be heroes of the week. I cannot believe that Waterford took down on that buzzer beating shot. I know we don't cover Southern, but hey, that kid had to
it was
deserve
unbelievable. I mean, he drove right to the baseline, and he kind of stuttered and then went up, and the ball bounced around. I was like, oh man, come on, get in there. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see the game winner. It goes in. Absolutely great.
Well, hey, and we can't forget about Bentley. I mean, 26 points and over 20 rebounds. That's a performance in high school that's unheard of. I mean, how can you, I don't know how you have 20 rebounds in a game. That's absurd.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, thanks you guys. All right, everybody. Well, that's all we have for today's show. With how close the standings are in the TVC, you can't wait until next week to hear from us. Check us out during the week, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. All that good stuff. They had us all of our content. Until next week, I'm Nick Niehaus reminding you to be heroic.